Hi, I'm Allie. Join me as I show you how to make a trinket necklace or bracelet or even a cute little pair of earrings featuring some of our Athenacast charms and beads along with some glass pearls, headpins, and just some simple knotting cord. If you need any materials, go ahead and look below the video. In the description, we'll put links there that you can get back to the website and see everything that was used. You can also use a lot of found objects like sea glass or stones or seashells with holes in them to create a really fun summery trinket design. Gather up your materials and let's get started. So sometimes we just need a really good reminder that simple things are really fun to do. They're fast and they look great when you're wearing them. I want to think about right now a trinket necklace or a trinket bracelet, even found objects that come from your walks on the beach. I was commenting on Twitch with our audience there and my daughter, oh, it would have been nice to get some seashells from the beach. We can totally do that. I'm doing this as a charm style. So it's trinkets hanging down. They can be anything. And I've created them with the pearl and then a silver Athenacast on top and a head pin. Using a coiled head pin, that creates more charms. Some of these beads too that I want to use are not charms. They don't have the loop. They have an actual hole going through the center. We have a ton of different styles of Athenacast beads and charms with nautical themes. So I'm doing a summery theme. And if I need to, I can put my bead onto a head pin, take my round nose pliers here, turn it over, make the loop whatever size you want, and then just coil that loop a little bit. And now that bead became a little trinket or a little charm. So you don't need only things that hang down like charms. You can use anything. What I want to go over is how to do that coiled eye pin nicely. So I'm going to pick up my next bead, which will do a little pearl along with my silver bead on top, doing a mixed metal look here. And I'm going to drop my 6mm glass pearl down onto a head pin along with my little spacer rondelle right there. From here, I'm going to grab a needle nose plier, leave just a tiny bit of space at the top. I don't need a ton of space to coil. I'm going to hold my bead, turn my plier to the back to create a 90-degree turn. That 90-degree turn then leaves me space to put my round nose plier in there. I'm going to have that piece of wire coming straight out the back of my plier so I can see both eyes of the round nose plier. You can see a little black line there. That was for a different project. I can take an alcohol wipe and get that coming off, but that was to know where to hold and what size loop I want. The further back I hold, the bigger loop I get. From here, we're going to go over the top of the round nose plier till we hit on the opposite side. Switch from the top jaw to the bottom jaw of the pliers and take that wire back to the 90-degree status as well. Grab your needle nose pliers and wrap and coil once, twice, 3 times. Grab your wire cutter and cut down that extra wire. Again, anything you find that has a hole through can become a little charm hanging down, or anything that has a loop at the top. So if you're at the beach, you find some seashells, you can do that as well. I have here used the brown knotted cord. I'm going to use that same brown knotted cord for the necklace, and we're just going to do it very, very simple. So Mimi was with me here. She's my newly 7-year-old, and she picked my charms out and the pattern for them. She wanted to put the 2 fish together here. We need some loaves of bread, I joked with my kids. And we have some beads along and all those different charms hanging down with just a simple button clasp. We're going to mirror that for a necklace. So I'm going to take my cord here and I'm going to make it long enough so it can go around my neck, that it can be knotted, and that I can do my clasp. So for me here, getting out my ultimate ruler here, I'm going to measure the length of my necklace and then double it. So I'm going to do, there's 16 inches. I do want it to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to do 16 and then doubling that for my knotting. And then I'm going to knot and double that once again. So I might end up here with about 64 inches if you really want to do it full. What I'm going to do instead is for mine, cut about 30 inches of my cord to make about an 18-inch necklace. Right there, I have that cord doubled over, and I'm just going to use one single strand doubled over versus counting that full doubling over of that 60 inches, doing 2 groups of 30. For a bracelet, obviously, smaller works as well too here. I am going to use the clasp on the necklace just because I want it to be kind of part of the trinket. What I'm going to do is actually use the clasp on the side of the piece, so that way it hangs down near all of my pieces here. So the first thing I'm going to do actually is put on my toggle. I'm going to put the toggle on by putting both loops, or the loop of my thread or my knotted cord here, through the toggle, and I'm going to bend that around the toggle, and that creates a nice little loop there. Right here, I'm going to tie into a knot right after and secure and hold that pretty much in place. From here, we're going to start our little trinkets. Doesn't matter right or left cord. On the bracelet, I chose any cord as well, pulled one out, and even though I had 4 cords coming down the middle because I doubled it, I was able to tie and do the little trinkets there. I'm going to put my pearl on to one of those cords, go right after, just do a simple overhand knot, just like that. Nothing says you have to do a knot after every single one. You can separate it out and do a knot 3 on together. So I can do my fish if I want to right here, along with another one of the pearls. Let those 2 hang down on the trinket necklace. Grab the cords after and simply overhand tie that knot. I'm going to continue adding my trinkets onto my cord here, and then I'll show you how we're going to go in and actually use the toggle bar on the opposite side. So when it comes to this here, I could, if I want to, go in and obviously make it a bracelet and keep all of that trinkets and charms on there. But when you're making it into a necklace, I did it purposefully so that I would be able to have the toggle on the side of the necklace and have this all hanging down with the weight rather than it hanging to the back, just for the look. So what I'm going to do is go the whole way to the end of my cord to where I know I want the length of my necklace. And again, I wanted about 16 inches. And I'll pull back the camera a little bit so you can see. I wanted about 16 inches, and I have the other side of my toggle right here. If you want to also, you can hang down more beads at any time, just to show as well. If you want to, you can also hang the beads from different strands. So I did my little flamingo from one and my pearl from the other, and then knotted. Once you get the length that you want here, you're going to go over, kind of measure it. I can take my ruler if I want to and measure along it. I'm going to eyeball it because that's kind of my style. And as soon as I get my length that I want, I'm going to tie a knot. From here then, I'm going to separate out the cords, grab my toggle bar, put that on, and tie another knot. This knotting cord is so forgiving. I love it for so many different projects. Whether or not you're doing macrame, I have some other videos on that too, or even the Vermont summer necklace. I love having the macrame cord. So from here, I'm going to cut down the ends of my cord. And if I had a scissors handy, that would be a better option rather than my thin wire cutter here. It'll work though. Just struggle and make it work. All right, from here, I'm going to take the ends of my cord and use my thread zap or my thread burner, bringing the camera in so you can see a little bit closer. What we're going to do is press the side button of the thread zap. It heats up the end here, and the cord will melt and become a little gummy. This is nice because then I can give it a second and then bend it down upon itself on the project, kind of lock in that knot. There you go. And do the same thing with the other side. And then it's nice and secure, and you know that the knot is not going to open up. Like I said, if you want to, you can also hang some beads from the center of the necklace design. But all that's going to happen now is you're going to take the toggle bar, put it through the necklace, and then when you're looking at it, this is how the necklace hangs. If you want to, you can add anything extra to it, add a little couple extra pearls, add a couple little extra fish, add some charms even to the toggle bar if you want to design that fun trinket necklace. So whether or not you're designing and you're making a knot of a necklace here, or you're making a bracelet, it's super fun to make these little trinket designs with that BeadTec knotting cord, a bunch of little Athenacast charms, some glass pearls, some pearls that you find on the beach, and just some found objects for a nice summer necklace. Thanks so much for joining me into creating this fun little trinket jewelry. Whether or not you're doing found objects or things like the Athenacast charms and beads, it's really fun to create and make something that is unique and original just to you. We can't wait to see your designs of your trinket, bracelet, and necklace in our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making. Also, if you haven't yet, look below the video in the description and you'll get a link there to get back to our website where you can check out all the different fun charms and metal beads that we have that you can use with those found objects. Thank you so much for joining us and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.